Advantage of push-pull power amplifier. Earlier we have to discuss this push-pull power amplifier. The advantage is efficiency is much higher than the class A operation. When there is no input signal, power dissipation is zero, as the DC current component flow in opposite direction through the primary winding. There is no possibility of DC saturation of the core. Ripple present in supply voltage also get eliminated. Due to transformer, impedance matching is possible. That is a major advantage of push-pull configuration. The disadvantage: two center tap transformer are necessary. Transformer makes circuit bulky and costlier. Frequency response is poor. Frequency response is poor. So this is a push-pull configuration with class B operation we have to discuss. So it has two center tap and poor frequency response, bulky circuit. Hence we go for complementary symmetry push-pull power amplifier. The class B has a efficiency 78.5% efficiency. The conduction angle is less than about to 180 degrees. The complementary symmetry push-pull power amplifier implies one NPN and one PNP transistor. One NPN and one PNP transistor. There is no need of center tap output driver transformer. So there is no need of center tap transformer at the input side. It requires two power supply. Circuit operation we have to discuss. So circuit it consists two transistor, one NPN, that is Q1 and Q2 connected. Both common base are common terminal connected to the input side through C and R. C and R component act as a high pass filter. We can say it is high pass filter. We apply input at the high pass this RC combination, and we get the output across this RC combination. During positive half cycle, we know that one is positive half cycle, NPN is on. For negative half cycle, PNP will on. So current flow direction is as shown IC1. For NPN, current flow is in inside. For PNP, the current flow is in through from collector to emitter. But in NPN, from emitter to collector. Plus VCC is a two supply. VCC is applied for the biasing and stabilization of circuit. So in order to get 180 degrees operation, we have to give two supply for this circuit. That is a disadvantage. So we have to discuss the circuit operation. It requires two power supplies since each transistor must be biased suitably. The two transistors are operated in class B. That is, bias is adjusted such that operating point correspond to cutoff point. Hence, operating point selected near the cutoff point. With no signal input, both transistors are cut off. No collector current flows. The signal applied at input goes to base of both the transistors. Since the transistors are opposite type, that is, they are NPN and other one is PNP. They conduct in opposite half cycle of the input. During positive half cycle of input signal, the NPN transistor is conducting. NPN transistor is conducting. That is Q1 is forward bias and conduct currents. On the other hand, the PNP transistor Q2 is reverse bias and does not conduct. This results in half cycle of output across the load resistor. The other half cycle of output across the load, the other half cycle of output across the load is provided by the conduction of transistor T2, Q2. The transistor Q1 cut off during the negative half cycle of the input. In this way, NPN transistor Q1 amplifies positive half cycle of the input, while PNP transistor Q2 amplifies the negative half cycle of the input signals. Since the collector current from each transistor flow through the load during the alternate half cycle of the input signal. So collector current flow through the load during alternate half of the input signal. So no center tapped output transformer is required. The output transformer is used for impedance matching. So advantage for the complementary symmetry is there is no need of driver transformer in the input side. That is a major advantage. There is no need of center tap output transformer, and equal and opposite input signal voltage are not required. The frequency response of amplifier will be better as both transformers are avoided. As the transformer are avoided, the cost will be less, weight also less. Disadvantage: the two transistor must be matched condition. It is difficult to get pair of transistor that have similar characteristic. If there is imbalance in characteristic of the two transistor, even harmonic will no longer to be cancelled. This would result in considerable distortion. It requires two power supplies. That is another disadvantage. So with this we have to complete a different type of power amplifier. Class A with a resistive load with a transformer load. Class B with a transformer. So class B with a push-pull configuration and complementary symmetry configuration. Compared to all these two, all class A working is 360 degrees, class B is 180 degrees. Efficiency of class A is 25 with a resistive load. Class with the transformer load, it is 50%, practically less than 50. For a push-pull configuration, 78.5% is the efficiency, which is much greater than the class A. And class B operating cycle is 180 degrees. Class C is less than 180 degrees. We will discuss next. Now list the condition to avoid thermal runaway in power amplifier. So major disadvantage of power amplifier is heat production in the transistor due to the large input and a large output current, a large power. There is a more power dissipation. So we have to control this heat produced at the output and across the junction. This situation is called thermal runaway of the transistor, or the excess heat produced at the collector base junction maybe even burn the and destroy the transistor. This situation is called thermal runaway of transistor. So there is a different condition to reduce this thermal runaway. Condition 1 and condition 2. Condition 1, the required condition to avoid thermal runaway is that the rate at which heat release at the collector junction must not exceed the rate at which heat can be dissipated. So the heat released at the collector junction not exceed the rate at heat can dissipated. So this must be less than the heat dissipation. It is given by equation dou Pc by dou Tj less than dou Pd by dou Tj, or dou Pc by dou Tj is less than 1 by theta. Tj is the junction temperature in 0 degrees Celsius. Pd is power in watts dissipated at collector junction. Theta is the thermal resistance of a transistor. It has been found that operating point is so chosen that VCE is less than or equal to VCC by 2. VCE less than equal to VCC by 2. Then rate of increase of PC with IC is not larger. The thermal runaway problem will not occur. That is VCE less than VCC by 2. Then we can avoid the thermal runaway problem. And this is the two major conditions which can be avoided the thermal runaway in the power amplifier or power transistor. So there are the different type of heat sinks we have employed. So we discussed the need of heat sinks to increase the power handling capability of transistor or IC by making suitable provision for rapid conduction of heat away from the junction. This is achieved by using metallic heat conducting device. Metallic heat conducting device called heat sinks is placed in close contact with transistor IC. Heat sinks reduce the total thermal resistance from the junction to ambient. Heat sinks reduce the total thermal resistance from junction to ambient QJA. The heat sinks must be used to increase the area in contact with atmosphere. Heat sinks must be used to increase the area in contact with atmosphere. Larger the size of heat sinks, smaller will be the thermal resistance. So larger the size, smaller the thermal resistance. Heat sinks is a large finned black metallic heat conducting device The fin on heat sinks serve to increase its surface area and efficiently transfer the heat from the sinks to the air around it. Efficiently transfer heat from the sink to the air around it. The path of the heat flow is from the junction to the case. The path of the heat flow is from the junction to the case. Then from the case to the heat sinks. Finally from the heat sinks to the surrounding air. Finally from the heat sinks to the surrounding air. So different type of heat sinks we have employed. So first one is a push on type heat sink. Second is a metal tap heat sink. Third one is a collector to case heat sinks. So we have to see this push on type. So push on type heat sinks used for low power transistor of round casing. Different types of push on type is used for low power transistor casing T05, T0, 105, T0 to 106. So push on type is low power applications. So cooling fin with a flat heat. Cooling fin with a flat heat. So metal tab heat sinks is the power tab transistor which metal tab in it to work as a heat sinks. This metal tab is usually fastened to chassis of equipment. Heat quickly escapes from the transistor to the chassis. Collector to case heat sinks. Large power transistor will have the collector connected directly to case to escape the heat easily as possible. This type of heat sink is shown. These transistors are to be mounted over the heat sinks of heat sinks of the type having cooling fin with a flat surface with suitable hole to mount the transistor on the heat sinks. While mounting the transistor as an insulator is to be placed between transistor casing heat sinks. As the collector is a metal case itself, T03, T066 type of package require this type of arrangement. Silicon grease is used to improve the effectiveness of heat sinks. So these are the different type of heat sink. Now next topic is the tune amplifier. Different type of tune amplifier we have to discuss. Okay, so what is a tune amplifier, how it work, what are the conditions for the working. So application of power amplifier used in public address system as a audio system like radio, tape recorder and record player, in TV receiver, in broadcast and TV transmitter, in repeater circuit and a communication system, nuclear research center. So these are the different applications. So already we discussed the distortion in power amplifier, phase, harmonic and extra. Now we have to discuss tune amplifier. So what is the tune amplifier? How it we have to discuss. Any circuit that generates the alternating voltage of the desired frequency is called oscillator. Okay. To generate AC voltage, the circuit is supplied energy from DC source. An alternative definition for oscillator. So classification of tuned amplifier are single tune, double tune, staggered tune. A single tune amplifier uses one parallel tune circuit as the load impedance. In each stage, all these tuned circuits in different stages are tuned to the same frequency. Double tune amplifier uses two inductively coupled tuned circuit as per stages. Both the tune circuit being tuned to the same frequency. The frequency response for the tune amplifier is given figure, voltage gain versus frequency. The gain is maximum when the resonance frequency F0. The resonance frequency of parallel LC circuit F0 is given by F0 equal to 1 by 2 under root LC. The frequency response of single tune amplifier is like that. So by varying L and C value, we can change the F0 and we can vary the gain. At the resonance frequency, impedance ZP of parallel resonance circuit is very high. And it decreases the frequency changes above or below the resonance frequency. Therefore, the voltage gain of tune amplifier is very high at resonance frequency. Below above resonance frequency, voltage gain decrease. Higher the Q of the circuit, faster the gain drop of either side of the resonance. Higher the Q of the circuit, faster the gain drop off on either side of the resonance. So we have to discuss single tuned amplifier. So output is taken with the help of the capacitive coupling, whereas in the figure the output is obtained by inductive coupling. The signal to be amplified is applied. So circuit detail this is. So R1 R2 are the, we know that amplifier, all the components are similar. So R1 R2 voltage dividing and biasing resistor which gives the proper biasing to the transistor. RE is the stabilizing resistor which provide the temperature variation can be maintained constant by Re, but a disadvantage is it introduces the negative feedback to the base. So actual input at the base can be reduced with the help of Re. So that must be avoided. It can be avoided by parallel combination of CE. So bypass capacitor is connected across Re. So impedance of C is less than the impedance of Re by 10 times. So this is a condition for the avoiding. So Cin and Cc is the coupling capacitors. Cin and Cc is the coupling capacitors which couples the input and output. RL is the output. We take the voltage across RL. The C is a variable capacitor and L. This is a parallel tuned amplifier. So plus VCC through R1 R2 gives a proper biasing, makes the transistor is in active region. So it can be amplifies or it can be tunes the current. Vs is the input signal which is applied at a input Cin. It allows only AC signal and does not allow the DC, which isolate between the base and the input side. That is the main function of Cin. So output is obtained by inductive coupling. Signal to be amplified applied between base and emitter. R1 R2 are fix up the stabilize the operating point. C is the bypass capacitor. Ce is the bypass capacitor. A tuned circuit consists of L and C act as a collector load. Tuned circuit act as a collector load. C is generally variable, so the resonant frequency of circuit may be adjusted. We can also use the variable inductor and variable capacitor. So it provided with the resonant circuit as a load in the collector of the transistor. The output across the tuned circuit is taken with the help of inductive coupling. Tuned circuit formed by L and C resonance at the frequency of operation. One of the two components that either L or C is variable. This is for adjusting resonance frequency of the circuit. So we already seen the frequency response. The voltage gain AV is maximum resonance frequency FR. The voltage gain at a frequency away from the resonance decrease, similar to the impedance frequency curve for the parallel resonance. So bandwidth of amplifier is given by resonance frequency by Q. As Q is quality factor increase, bandwidth decrease, vice versa. Resonance frequency FR is given by 1 by 2 pi under root LC. Q is the quality factor of the coil. Quality factor of the coil. The single tune has only narrow gain constant. So tune amplifier is single tune amplifier tunes the frequency so that is the single tune amplifier working. So now we have to see the double tune amplifier circuit, how it is work. We can discuss. So double tune circuit is similar to the single tune, but there is a small little bit difference. So here two coils, a two tank circuit has been applied. We are giving energy through the collector to this two tank circuit. So two tank circuit are mutually coupled. So what will happen is the gain is enormously increased, the constant, and bandwidth is maintained constant. Gain is increases, flatter the gain at a larger area. So that is the advantage of double tune. So we are applying in double tune amplifier inductive couple use primary secondary coil of the transformer, primary and secondary of the transformer are shunted by capacitance. Primary and secondary of the transformer are shunted by capacitor. Thus making two tune circuits. The voltage across the tune circuit is the collector circuit is inductively coupled to the circuit. Both the tune circuit being used to the same frequency as the frequency of the signal. The coupling between the primary and secondary is made critical to the flat top response of frequency response curve. The signal given at the base of the amplifier will be amplified at the resonance frequency of the tune circuit. The signal given at the base of the amplifier will be amplified at resonance frequency of tune circuits. The provision will be made to slightly adjusted resonance frequency of the tune circuit. The frequency response curve for double tune is different coefficient of coupling as shown. It should be observed that the most suitable response curve is one when critical coupling exists between the two tuner circuit. Most suitable response curve is one when critical coupling exists between the two tuner circuit. In this condition, the circuit is highly selective and also provides sufficient amount of gain for particular band of frequency. The coupling is greater than the critical coupling. The coupling greater than the critical coupling power for transfer is maximum at two other frequencies. Under the matched condition, double tune amplifier gives almost the same gain as that of the single tune amplifier. It has a double tune amplifier has the following two advantages. It provides larger 3 dB bandwidth than single tune amplifier, hence provide a larger gain. It provides gain versus frequency, has steeper side and flattened top. So double tuned amplifier in the circuit arrangement, it may be noted that all other circuit components such as biasing, component coupling are the same except collector circuit. In this circuit, two tune circuit L1 C1 is collector and L2 C2 is output. Two coil L1 L2 are magnetically coupled, usually placed over ferrite rod. Signal to be amplified is applied at the input terminal through the coupling capacitor C in. Resonance frequency of tuner circuit is L1 is made equal to that of signal. By adjusting L1 C1 under these conditions, tuned circuit offer very high impedance to the input signal. As a result of this, large output appear across the tuned circuit L1 C1. The output from this tuned circuit is inductively coupled to L1C2 tuned circuit. Double tune voltage amplifier are extensively used in intermediate frequency amplifier in radio and television receiver. Radio and television receiver. So this is the working, that is the signal is applied to the base of the transistor Q through Cin. So amplified signal is uh, applied at the base, which has some one frequency, some frequency. Whenever L1 C1 frequency and input frequencies impedance are matched, at that time the transistor will amplify that current, which gives maximum current, and so that the gain of the amplifier is maximum, and this maximum current is coupled and transferred to the secondary of L2 and C2 through the primary of L1 and C1, and we take output across the C2. So that is as the resonance frequency of tuned circuit L1 C1 is made equal to that of signal, by adjusting L1 and C1. Under this condition, tuned circuit offer very high impedance to the input signal. As a result of this, large output appear across the tuned circuit L1 C1. The output from this tuned circuit is inductively coupled to the L2 C2 tuned circuit. Draw the classic tune amplifier. Classy tuned amplifier. This is the graph as shown for the class C. This is the circuit RBCC VS. L and C are the tank circuit. It is similar to the single tuned circuit, and working is same to single tune. It offers maximum impedance under at a resonance. It offers maximum impedance. Under that condition, the input frequency and output frequency is amplified. That frequency is multiple of input frequency, and so class C tune amplifier can be work as a frequency multiplier. So class C can be used as a frequency multiplier. This is the clamping action of the circuit of the class C. This is input signal. So the amplifier is said to be a class C if the Q point and input signal are selected such that output signal is obtained for less than half cycle for full input signal. So RB is the biasing, proper biasing, which is a less than. Here the conduction angle of this class C is less than 180 degrees, more than 90 degrees. So that can be provided by RB and plus VCC. So we have to, whatever input we have to apply is given at the input side Vs through the coupling capacitor input Cin, this signal is given to the base of the transistor. Whenever base current increases from some value, from 0 to some other value, it varies sinusoidally, but less than 180 degrees. That signal is also amplified and appear at the collector. So collector, at collector we have to get only small spike signal, that is a little spike signal. That spike signal is enough for the energizing this tank circuit. So initially inductor and capacitor will charge through VCC, and there is a sinusoidal waveform is formed, but that waveform is not continue. For that we have to apply some spike signal so that it will be continuously maintain the frequency constant and we get some output. So next class we have to discuss this operation of this circuit, how it is work. Just show the class C tune amplifier here. Parallel resonant circuit act as a load impedance. Collector current flow for less than half cycle. The collector current looks like in narrow pulses. Shows the ideal collector emitter voltage in class C transistor amplifier. With this we have to end this today's session. Next class we have to explain the operation of this